Let us look at the laws of indices under the topic powers and roots. Now, when it comes to indices, well, you know you have one index, more than one indices. Indices is another term for powers. You will remember we're talking about powers. Let us go to our main whiteboard. For example, let's use letters. It represents any numbers. X to the power of y. What it means is you have x keep multiplying itself on, and there are y x's. There are y x's. In terms of looking at an example, if you say 5 to the power of 3, what it means, you have 5 times 5 times 5. You remember that? So there are 3 5s. The 5 is what you refer to as the base, the number that you keep multiplying, and the 3 is the index, how many of that number you have in the multiplication. Alright? Now let us look at the laws of indices as it relates to multiplication and division. We're going to start out with some numbers. Suppose you have 2. Let me use a different color here. I want you to start with black. 2 raised to the power of 3. What does that give you? You have 2 multiply. How many 2's are you going to have? There will be 3 2 because the index is 3. 2 2. 3 2's multiply. Good. You see that? Suppose I have 2 to the power of 4. What would that give me? Let me put back my 2. I want to raise to the power of 4. Let me put this 3 in red as well. I'm going to keep the powers in red. 2 raised to the power of 4 is what? You have 2, the base, multiplying itself. How many 2's do you have multiplying? 4 of them. You have 2, 2, 2, 2. Let me put in the multiplication sign. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Alright, good. So we're dealing with multiplication right now. The rules or the laws of indices relating to multiplication. Now, suppose you have, instead of these separately, you have 2 to the power of 3. Let me put it down here. I'm going to need this space. Let me just separate this from what I'm going to do. Put it down here. What I have is 2 raised to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power of 4. How would that one go? Alright, let me see something here. Up here, 2 raised to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. So this is really 2 times 2 times 2. You see that? I'm going to multiply this multiplication sign. Let me put it here. Multiply by what? 2 to the 4, but this is 2 to the 4. This is it, you know, see it here? This is it. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. You see that? Now, what does this all come together to give me? I have 1, how many 2s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2's multiply each other. What is a short way of writing 7 2's multiply each other? Remember, up here, when you have 3 2's multiply each other, you have 2 to the power of 3. When you have 4 2's multiply each other, you have 2 to the power of 4. So when you have 7 2's multiply each other, you have well, it would be 2 to the power of 7. Right. If you said 2 to the power of 7, you would be right. Now let's look at this. 2 to the 3 times 2 to the 4. Suppose I should write, instead of 2 to the 3 by 2 to the 4, I turn this into 2 to the 7 by saying this is 2 to the power of 3 plus 4. You see that? Wouldn't it give me the same thing as 2 to the power of 7? Wouldn't that be 2 to the power of 7? Right. Now, you can try this with various numbers and you will see it always works. 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4 is the same as 2 to the power of 3 plus 4. If you have 3 to the power of 5 plus 3 to the power of 6, it will be 3 to the power of 5 plus 6. You can try that. Now, generally, what you could say is any number x raised to a power of y multiplied by the same number x raised to the power of z or z is equal to x raised to the power of y plus z. Or you could try a plus b, same thing. So basically, all of this, everything comes together to give me, or to give us this formula here. So x to the y plus x to the z equal x to the y plus z. As long as it's the same number multiplied by a power, the same number raised to a power multiplied by that same number to a different power is the same as the number to the, and you add the powers. So that is the law of indices as it relates to multiplication. We'll do division in the next video. I will see you then.